We are live.
I know.
So
I know. I'm just
I know.
throwing out peace for the homies.
All the homies.
All the homies.
Let me just. Squishing. What's up, Josh?
Good morning.
Good morning, actually, that's true. How's it going, everybody? This is Chef Panikage.
And Trynity Satsme.
And this is Wardens of the Aether. And we are doing a little after action report for Project Red Dawn that they hosted here in Utah.
Out in the middle of but nowhere.
Yeah. Like it was Revolver Airsoft, GMI Airsoft, and Airsoft Challenge Program. Check them out. They were hosting an event called Project Red Dawn, in which the Red Invaders were trying to take a small town up in middle of nowhere and against the local rebel insurgents, essentially. So we just wanted to do a little live video about it and talk about it a little bit. So
yeah,
guess to start, so it was a chrono started at 8 and first game started around 10. They were going to do 4 games the whole day with lunch break in between. First one was called Invasion. So it was basically trying to take certain areas of the field in which they forward operating spawn points would be given. Say hello and hope you're doing well. Hey, Jaw. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to do this little after action report. Airsoft, not real steel, all replica firearms that we're going to be talking about. But yeah, for I guess we should talk about our loadouts first. Trynity, you wanna tell the people what you were running that day?
So I was running my MGC4 Mark II Red. I had Combat Master pistol with me too, that we are slowly trying to remake the bloody arms that I had back before it got stolen after our event in Redding, California. But I didn't actually end up using it, and I took it completely off after the first game because the hip holster I had became loose and was just kind of all over the place and just was getting in the way. So yep, those were my main and my sidearm. I just had my chest rig. I don't know specifically what it is.
I want to say it was a Lancer chest rig. It's the one that has the backpack.
Yeah, it has the backpack and then just mag pockets in the front. So 3 for my M4 mags and then 3 for my pistol mags. I had my I5.
Yeah, die I5.
Die I5 mask in red. Just my gloves, some tan tactical pants, blue shirt. I mean, just pretty simple loadout. For the first game, I was wearing a thigh rig for some extra magazines, but I I took it off after the first game because I didn't need it, and it was just getting in the way. Yeah, I mean that's pretty basic for my loadout. It was really nice running the Mark II. I love the red too.
Yeah.
Um,
But the invaders were the only ones allowed to wear a like camo pattern. They were relegated to green and black for the most part, and if they wore tan, it had to be like camo-y. Like they had to go more like full military spec look.
yeah,
Whereas we had to do more
like civilian
PMC type of style.
Yeah.
But I did also run the MGC4 Mark II from Airsoft GI, which is currently still available for anybody that wants to check that out. It was the bronze black version, the two-tone version. Kind of not tricked it out, but like I did replace the inner barrel and bucking, made it a 6.01 barrel instead, which I think really helped. We were running 0.28 gram BBs. My sidearm, like I didn't dual wield this time around. Like it was way too hot. Did not want to like push it too much. Plus, it didn't really go with the look. Similar like tan tactical pants and just a blue button up basically with a Woe Sport minimalist chest rig. Like it only allowed for like 3 magazines, 3 M4 magazines and 2 pistol mags. I used the SIG M17 as my sidearm. Didn't really like use it seriously. Like I more used it like playfully. That was like,
yeah. I mean, it was hard. Like, I mean, we can get into like the field and the play later, but
yeah. But like we did also were able to bring out our buddy, like Manny.
Yep.
He we're still coming up with a call sign for him, but we kind of went.
Chef's come up with the artisan for him so far.
Yeah. He's one of my.
He said for his skills.
Yeah.
That was his reasoning.
Well, he's very he does play a little bit more aggressively, even though it was his first time out.
Yeah, he was killing it, man. He was doing great.
Yeah,
like, I'm too out of shape for this shit right now. So
well, once we talk about the field, it's gonna make a little bit more sense. Yeah. But yeah, no, we invited him out because he's a cool dude. He's one of our friends, and we wanted him to try airsoft. And so we supplied him with gear. We also got him a Woe Sport Mark IV. He was running a bronzy, like PW9. He had 8 magazines. Gave him the Combat Master Alpha as a sidearm, which he absolutely loved. Like he really likes that pistol. And yeah, but we that's what we were running for the day. He was in jeans, boots, and like just a white shirt and all that. So we really did well on the civilian aesthetic, I think. Yeah. Like civilian PMC look, like ready for the boogaloo to happen if it ever does. But we wanted to just really try and get into the mindset of like, oh no, like we're getting invaded type of feel.
Yeah, Chef really wanted to get into the mindset. I just wanted to play airsoft.
Well, I want to play airsoft too, but I want to be able to be like, no, we got to win.
Mike's Chef is really into Panda Soft. Oh my god.
That's what I play. I don't play airsoft. I play Panda Soft.
I was gonna say Fashion Soft.
I love Fashion Soft.
Yeah.
I do.
Panda Soft. I'm terming it that now.
But
Chef plays Panda Soft.
I did wear my Die 5 like Panda mask, of course, which like it's still tough playing with the I5s, I think, because the sights. Like using our sights is always going to be an issue.
Yeah. Like
unless we get a riser for it, like, and it kind of just makes it look a little funky and odd. Like it's tough. Like a lot of it's just good old Kentucky windage, just like trying to see where the BB flies and adjusting from there, which I have no problem with. Like I think it makes it look more action hero and cool, just where it's just like, oh no, like ba 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 ba, like oh it's going that way, ba ba, like trying to just adjust rather than just like, oh, let me just adjust right here.
My attitude is like, fake it till you make it. Like, just keep shooting until you hit something, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, especially with like it's BBs, like they get affected by everything.
Yeah.
Like I guess that brings us into the field. Let's talk about the field, which was in the middle of nowhere, which
literally in the middle of nowhere. So like we had to use actual coordinates,
like latitude and
longitude to enter into like any kind of GPS. And then from there, you had to use like different coordinates. Like it was wild, literally out in the middle of nowhere, like west, like northwestern, like just nowhere, and off dirt roads.
Yeah, that was terrible for the suspension of our cars.
Chef has a little white Ford Focus. I have a little Hyundai Venue, which is kind of like a mini SUV at this point, but like
they're
even
not
then,
built for this.
No, they're not built for this. Like we got up to like the staging area, and everybody's up there, and they're like, Ford F-150s, their trucks. And I'm like, yeah, you guys probably had a great time getting up here. Meanwhile, we're like,
yeah, they had Jeeps, like, and they had setups and everything. They had like little, like, they had a nice check-in station, honestly, and they so we had to drop off Kid Kage at the babysitter first off. So we did not get there for Chrono or the first game.
We got there
when they were stepping off,
right as they were like getting on the field for the first game.
Yeah.
So
we didn't want to rush, really. We wanted to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
So like we took our time getting ready and like got chronoed, and
no bathrooms, no porta potties.
Like seriously, like absolutely
piss in the grass. It was great.
Yeah. I had to go over some barbed wire fences for the original spot where they said that I could pee, and so I was just like, wait. They said, yeah, you got to just go over the fence and go to the trees, and then you'll be good. And I'm just like, okay, cool. So then I started going towards the fence, and it's just like this, like there only one spot like uphill was actually broken down, but I started noticing like, this is barbed wire. Like, how am I supposed to get over this? Like, do I need to take my shirt off in order to actually like get over it just to pee? Like, can't I just piss in that bush up there? But yeah, so I finally found that, and it was great. But I'm just like
I just we opened a door and I squat by the car.
Yeah, that was good. It worked. But yeah, but the field itself is just basically brush, juniper, dirt, trees,
turds,
lots
real
of
big turds,
real big turds.
Like I saw a cow pie. I don't even know if that's what it came from, but the size of these turds I saw, I was shocked that anything could make a turd that big.
Well, I mean, at least we know the land is well fertilized.
The land is well fertilized.
But they had a couple pallet bunkers. They had some pallet forts. They turned into an ammo depot, a prison camp.
Yeah, I mean, they did have some like sandbag.
Oh yeah,
bunkers or like hole outs. I don't know what you'd call them, but those were all on like the commie side. Like I feel like, I mean, honestly, the only spawn point that I made it to for the citizen side was like our main spawn point, because after the first game, we only had one other spawn point left, one other flag out in the field, and I didn't know where it was. And our original spawn point was like, so you have like your main like path in the middle of the like the play area.
Yeah, like the cars kind of cross like this.
Yeah, like the cars come in on. So like, beep. and then
Sup,
you have
Dartree?
uphill and then downhill. And true,
The citizens were downhill.
the citizens are downhill. And it's like just a small hike to get to our original spawn point. And I was like, man, this sucks. Like, it was hot.
Well, everybody on the invader side, they're all up here. We're like invaders up here, insurgents down here, and it's an uphill trek. You have to pass the road to even get to where they place all the objectives, because all the objectives are, of course, for some reason, and I'm assuming for gameplay purposes, because it's like, oh, they caught us by surprise, so maybe that's why we are fighting a literal uphill battle for it.
Yeah.
They had the ammo depot, the prison camp, like 2 other like objective points that I'm trying to remember what they call them.
I didn't see any kind of like bunkers, pallet, like nothing on like the downhill side of the field.
It was zip.
Like there was nothing. Like we had like like the juniper tree coverage and stuff, but like otherwise there was like nothing to like our advantage. Like we had to cross the road just to get to the other side. And
yeah, so the Reds were basically dug in.
Yeah, and they're all shooting from uphill, so like they had definitely had the advantage for that.
From what I heard on our side after the first game, a lot of people were saying they were running HPA setups too. So you have that like consistency and reach and power behind the BB on top of it being shooting uphill to downhill, versus us where it's like here most of us are running AEGs. You had a couple spring snipers and we're just trying to shoot uphill. I don't know what everybody else was running, but with our .28s even, like it was tough.
Yeah.
Like and like when I got chronoed, I had a 50 foot minimum engagement distance, but I think Trynity, like
I ended up with a 75 minimum.
Yeah, like our FPS was low, but it's the joules. They chronoed us for joules too, and that's something that I got to take into account the next time we do like a taste test, because like a lot of fields that like we played out in Cali, like they didn't really have any, like maybe they did have joule limits and we were still within it, but like with shooting 383 with a 0.2 gram BB, we were just fine.
Yeah,
like we still had the basic 50 foot engagement distance.
Yeah,
but yeah, so first game, invaders, we didn't make it. We just wanted to get set up, but after the first game, we had I think maybe 1 forward like spawn point, whereas the invaders had like 3-4 like over us, and they had a prisoner rule. They had at the invaders, not the invader side, the civilian side, we had a bucket at our spawn point that had orange flags, like little like wire with like a orange like
just
plastic.
like vinyl like cheap tablecloth. That's the like party tablecloth.
Yeah, which I mean, it's fine for what it was for.
Yeah,
but like you had to like anytime that you died, if you didn't have one of these flags, you had to come back and grab one. And to start the game, you had to grab one, because if the invaders shot you and they were able to get to you, and they'd revive you, but they weren't allowed to, like, of course, like shoot at you. They'd give you time to walk away, but they were able to take these orange flags, and the orange flags were basically extra points. They were considered prisoners, and they'd all be put into the prison camp. And I thought that was cool.
I think it was a nice way to be able to like get points for hitting people, but still allowing the people who've been shot to like continue playing.
Yeah, without being taken as an actual prisoner.
Yeah.
Like how.
Yeah.
Because I think some Milsim games actually allow you to take a prisoner and like bring them back.
Yeah.
But like this game, it was their way of like handling that. It was like 50 people total, I think. So it was like 25v25. Like to start off.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But like,
I mean, because we didn't play the first game, we didn't know where our other spawn point was. And so there was like a pretty small group that went to like the main, like our main spawn.
Yeah.
And like, so I don't know like how many people were actually on our side. And then like, honestly, like the first game, like I didn't really see much of anybody. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Like, it was
they're
tough.
just, yeah, it was hard. Like it felt like the play area was a little too big for the amount of people that were actually playing.
Definitely.
And so I think that was hard. I think the second game didn't have like as clear of an objective to find out where like the prisoners were being held or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It wasn't the best game mode. I'll say that.
Yeah, because even like now that you said we had to do recon, I remember that part, but I don't remember like like I thought it would have made more after the explanation, the briefing. I thought it would have made more sense once we hit the field, especially once we start talking with other players who might have been there for the first game.
Yeah.
Like what our actual objective was. Like how would we gain points?
Like it was basically like how it actually played out was because the opposing side, the Reds, were still trying to get more prisoners of war and like gain more points that way. And so it was basically like just defend yourselves.
That's kind
like there was no objective. It was just like we didn't have a clear objective or like positive outcome for attacking at all is what it felt like, but they were still getting like points from us. I don't know. I don't think it was a great game mode.
Yeah. Like the first game mode makes sense. And the fact that like you're basically setting up the first game, you're setting up in that first game to affect how the rest of the games go. Mm-hmm. But at least with that one, you had a clear positive and negative outcome for it.
Yeah.
Whereas the second game, I didn't know. I had no idea what positive outcome could be for these civilians, except for just not giving them more points thanks to the captured flags.
Yeah.
Like that part did not make any sense.
And again, I don't think it helps that the field size compared to the amount of people playing.
Yeah.
Like it was too big. It was too big for how many people were still playing. But with
like you running the longer barrel MGC4 Mark II, I know that when we went to Operation Hardline here in Utah, one of the things that you and I had commented on with the guns that we were running, me with my Airsoft GI Gray Falcon, basically the short-barreled SIG MCX, and you with the
Ronin 47.
Like we were like spec'd out for more close-range engagements. And it's not like we heard it was a ghost town for a hardline. So of course, we thought like we'd be doing more building to building fighting, which there were sections like that.
Yeah, there were.
But the comment that we both had was, man, with how big the field is,
I wish I had a longer range.
Yeah. So we of course ran the Mark IIs in this one because we heard that it was going to be more open like field. But I don't think that we expected it to be this.
I know. I was like, this is great. I have more range, but I'm like, at this point, I should be running a sniper rifle.
Yeah. But based on the performance of you using the Mark II, how did you think it performed? How did you think that the Airsoft GI MGC4 Mark II performed? Now that you actually got to take it out into the field and use it, like, I'm not talking like kill counts or whatever and all that kind of like feel good, like make you feel good jazz. I'm talking about when you were using this AEG, this replica firearm. How did you feel that it performed?
I mean, I think it performed really well, like especially being just like stock out of the box. Like I know I was getting more distance on it than I have with other guns I've run. Airsoft guns. Like I said, like it was still not enough for the field we were playing in, but like it was shooting well. Like I feel like it was shooting pretty accurately. Like
that was trigger response.
Trigger response was good.
Any feeding issues?
I think any feeding issue that I had was more due to the mag than the gun itself. And that may be because the last time we played, the mags that I used, we left the BBs in. And so I think the springs weren't as springy.
Yeah, I'm like tense.
Yeah.
Squishy.
So there were like, it ended up feeding, like I maybe got like one blank here and there. But like I said, I think that was more due to the mag than the gun itself. Otherwise, like, it was great. I didn't notice any problems with it. The weight, honestly, I felt was pretty good. Like, it wasn't too heavy. Like is it my first gun, the PTS?
Yeah, the Magpul PTS. ERG M4.
That's a heavy gun, you guys. That is a heavy gun. But this one was really nice, especially for being as long as it is.
No,
it was good.
I agree. Like the weight, because like even running the Gray Falcon at hardline, I feel like it's markedly more heavy than the MGC4 Mark II. Like I felt more comfortable carrying this. I think it's what, a 16-inch rail, like 14, 15, 16-inch rail. I think it's 16-inch rail. Yeah. I felt more comfortable carrying this for like long periods of time. And the games were about an hour long. Like, they weren't short games. They were.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I pretty much spent the whole time thinking, I am so out of shape. Like,
well,
like I can't do this.
Well, that's the thing about the field, was that we were going uphill constantly, and anytime you had to go walk back to spawn, sure, you were going downhill, but just to get back in the fight, like you're tiring yourself out. And they didn't switch up the spawn points either.
Well, and it wasn't even just like if it were like clear paths up and downhill, like, whatever. But like, you're having to like constantly do like this around bushes and broken branches and brush and turds and tree, like, yeah, every kind of obstacle in your way, like trying to avoid anthills. And I mean, yeah, like, it wasn't just like an easy like straight down, straight back up. It was, okay, I've got to go around this juniper tree and like try and find the clearest path. And like, you may be going downhill, which is easier, but it's still gonna tire you out. Like, you still have to like
weave
and like just like holding your weight up so you're not like face planting it going downhill,
But like our buddy Manny, aka the Artisan, he played pretty aggressively, but he did have a problem loading his mags.
The first round he didn't fully fill his mags, and so he probably, and this was his first time playing.
Like, absolutely first time.
100% first time playing.
He's played paintball, but he's never played airsoft. So like, using a hopper is different than using an actual magazine, because like with a paintball hopper, you just pop the top open, like basically throw the paintballs at it to get it in real quick and close it.
Yeah.
Here you actually have to like take time and load the mags. And since he's running the PW9, like, he had 8 of the PTS EPM ARP9, like 140 round magazines. And like, he was there with the speed loader, just kind of clicking away. And no matter how much he clicked, and here's this, we had a 480 round capacity speed loader, and we're trying to just like watch him as he fills it up. And we see the BBs emptying out of the speed loader, but it's not filling up any of these magazines. So we're just like, well, if it's emptying, like, maybe he should be good. But after the first game, he's just like,
I definitely did fill those up all the way. Like, he's like, he went through all 8 mags, and like,
that was like 20 minutes too into the
like,
second game.
He was out quick. he was out quick.
Yeah.
And yeah, he after we went back and he was filling up again, he's like, oh yeah, I definitely didn't fill these up all the
He finally tried it again.
He's like, I maybe had like 2.5 mags worth full.
Between 8 magazines.
Between 8 magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second game he didn't run out.
Yeah, no. Which they did after lunch.
Or sorry, the third game. Our second game.
Our second game, but the Red Dawn's third game.
Yeah.
Which after lunch, which they did have a raffle during lunchtime, which they gave out some awesome prizes, and it was really cool because a lot of first timers won actually.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
they had a really tricked out VSR sniper rifle, a Specna Arms M4, they had a not yet on the market like Claymores, like basically it was a device where you can set up a tripwire, but it uses an Airsoft 40 millimeter grenade shell in order to do it. That way, instead of having to like fill an actual Claymore object up with BBs, you just fill up this 40 mic Airsoft like grenade shell, and then once the wires pulled, that's what goes off at your opponent. They had 6 of those. Those are really cool. Unfortunately, we didn't win anything. I was kind of hoping that the artisan would have won.
I know. I was like, man, like I hope one of us wins something so we can give it to our buddy.
Yeah. But like
that would have been cool.
It was still so cool seeing like a lot and they had a revolving grenade launcher, a pistol-sized grenade launcher. They had a lot of cool items, honestly. So thank you so much to GMI Airsoft, Revolver Airsoft, Airsoft Challenge Program for all the donations into the raffle. That was really cool. There was a lot of prizes, a lot of patches, and stuff, and like boxes, yeah. Instruction manual.
They probably had silica gels.
Oh, snacks. But yeah,
that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. And they provided lunch. Like it wasn't free; it was $10, but they cooked up a whole lot of hamburgers, chips, sodas, all $10. You just buy it. You actually got extra raffle tickets for doing so. But that part was really cool. So thanks a lot to those guys for doing that. But third game, our second game was it John Has a Long Mustache? I think is what they called it.
Yeah.
John Has a Long Mustache.
I think that's what it was. Something like that.
So they had these really cool devices for the civilian side, and it was these little like cases that when you opened it up,
is a bomb,
fake bomb,
that
they had a timer and like a little fake C4 on it. And our goal,
just like a little kitchen timer, too.
Just a little kitchen timer. And the goal was you set it for 5 minutes, you hold like the bomb for 5 minutes, and you're trying to the fake bomb. And you're trying to basically set it up at the ammo depot, 2 other objectives, and you're trying to blow up those objectives. And then you, of course, have the prisoner camp, which the goal for the prisoner camp was people had to try and get in and out and steal as many flags back and put it back in our civilian spawn point to get points back. And the invaders were, of course, just trying to defend. That was their goal. And my experience in that game was a whole hell of a lot more action-packed than the first game. Like,
I think it was like a better game mode, like as far as like objective goes, because it also helps. We also only started with our main spawn point. All of our other spawn points have been captured. So all of the civilians were met at our main spawn point, and we were able to actually like have a plan and like communicate and be like, hey, let's do this. And so it was just more of like of one mind to like capture each section as like a team. So it went off a lot more successfully. Like I feel like we completed our objective in that game.
Yeah, I think we actually completed it a lot earlier too. They called index like I think before the hour was up. I think it was maybe 45 minutes in only.
Yeah.
Because like we all were there at main spawn and we all came up with a plan and we were trying
we pushed pretty hard. Like we got some good ground. Like once we captured like the ammo depot.
Yeah, because like I think what ended up happening was it became a pincer attack where the only miscommunication I think that happened was the amount of people going to which side. Because if here's your main spawn, the goal was with the 3 objectives up top plus the prisoner camp. They were like, let's have one main attack force go for one objective and then try and have people kind of tie up the other 2. But I think what ended up happening was we actually ended up pincering, in which our forces actually just split into 2 groups where we basically started flanking around the.
I just went left.
Yeah, same.
That's what I heard.
I went for the ammo depot.
Yeah, I heard. Let's all just go left to take care of that. And I was like, cool. I'm not gonna be much help anyway. I'm just gonna go out and because honestly, after the first game, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through a second game. Like I was beat.
Yeah,
I was so beat.
I was exhausted too. Like I'm not built for this anymore.
Mind you, okay, so Chef works in a kitchen on his feet in 9, 10, 11, whoever, how many hours he works every day.
I was like 9, 10, 11 people.
9, 10, 11. He works these people. No. So he's on his feet that long every day. I used to do that in the bakery. I was on my feet, throwing 50-pound bags of flour, throwing dough like it was nothing for the last 12 years. Come October, end of October, November, I started a new job, and my new job is a desk job. And so I've been sitting on my ass for the last 8 months, and I was not ready for this. I'll tell you that.
No.
If Chef was feeling out of shape, just imagine how I was feeling. It was bad, but fun. I felt great afterwards.
That's the thing. Like it was a lot of fun, and honestly, like the artisan, like he's an aggressive player. Like he was actually thinking to himself, especially during the raffle, man, that sniper rifle would be so cool. Because of course, I feel like a lot of first-time players are drawn towards the sniper role. I feel like they like how cool it sounds, what you see in the movies, like any action series, like American Sniper, Shooter, the Sniper movie series.
The Sniper movies.
Yeah.
Those ones.
How could I forget about the snipers? But yeah, like of course he's drawn to it. But his aggressive play style was just so on point with the PW9. Like he's rushing the field, he's shooting, he's aggressive with it. Like he loved it. And he was good. He was part of the right side flank for I think the prisoner camp and one of the other areas. I honestly cannot remember what the other ones are, except for the ammo depot, because that's the only one that I saw a flag for.
Honestly, I didn't really get anywhere until after you guys had taken over the ammo depot, and we all met up at y'all were in that middle section with the trees.
Yeah.
And then we pushed forward after that. I wasn't much help. I was just throwing cover fire, honestly.
But that's the thing. I think there's a difference between direct action help versus indirect action help. Because
I was drawing their attention away by shooting at them too far away, but they were aware of my BPs flying their direction, and so they were like, I'm going to focus my attention there.
Well, but that's the thing, is because it's still useful fire. You still need cover fire. You still need suppressive fire. You still need something that
I got
one
really lucky shot. I got one really lucky shot.
That's still something. Because even for me, just trying to take the ammo depot going on the left flank, I was there, so if the ammo depot's right here, a little down this ways would be another pallet bunker. And I'm down here. And they were holed up at this pallet bunker right here. And that's the thing is I know that they're trying to shoot at us. And a lot of our guys were trying to get across the road in order to actually try and get some better cover. And I didn't even know if my shots were making it across, but I know that at least using the 250 round EPM mags, I was able to lay more consistent suppressive fire, a decent distance to keep their heads down and keep them from actually shooting at our guys.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. I feel I think one of the mindsets people need to step back from is the I need to shoot to get kills. I need to play aggressively to get kills, especially in these objective based games. Is that what can I do to assist my team in order to actually help progress our success?
Yeah.
So me shooting, even if it's just to keep people's heads down, to keep people focused on you, is a completely valid option.
Yeah.
Because even if somebody else is getting the kill, that still means that you and that other person took down an opposing player.
One team, one fight.
Exactly. Like that's the thing, is like I don't know how many kills I officially got. I want to say I at least know one for sure, that like oh yeah, I got that guy. Like I see you, you're not moving, I'm firing at you, you called your hit. Like that, I at least know I got one. But everything else was, I see you, I'm shooting at you, oh look, now you're taking cover and you're not actually firing back at us, you're not firing on my teammates. Good.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Like, and I think that's very good too, because we're not playing a video game. We're not playing Call of Duty. We're not playing Battlefield, where it's like, let's run around the field super fast and just kind of like shoot at each other until we die, then we respawn, then jump back in and run around again. It's no, every down that a person gets makes a big difference for these games.
Yeah.
You're going to either gain ground or give ground based on how you play. And I think it's important to not just be the kill centric like individual. We have to play together in order to actually advance, which during that game, I think we honestly came together as a civilian team to win. Like we swept them completely, like took out all the bases and rescued a lot of prisoners, even though we were outnumbered. When we showed up at the field, actually, they were happy that we were playing on the rebel side because of the fact that they're like, the rebels are already outnumbered.
Yeah.
Like that part was great, and like we held down the bunkers. We did. We made sure that we didn't give any ground.
Yeah. No, it was the third game, our second game was definitely a lot more fun. Just felt more like had more direction. Definitely felt like we were actually playing as a team, like
not just like a team deathmatch.
Yeah, like our first game, like I just was like what am I even doing out here?
Yeah.
So it was a good third game.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And then fourth game rolls around, and unfortunately,
I had to head out after the third game, our second game, because we only had a sitter for so long. So I had to head out, and Chef and the artisan went back out for the fourth game while I
sadly
trekked down the dirt roads in the middle of nowhere to go home.
Well, I mean, it's not like you didn't want to be there.
Yeah, I would have loved to be able to stay for the last game.
Yeah. Which turned out to be kill the commander. And I kid you not, after that third game, pretty much everybody left except for about 7 people on each side. So it was a 7-on-7, basically like 2 fire teams like against each other on this giant field where you have to choose a commander. The artisan didn't know that the commander would basically end up having to turtle, like just kind of take cover, which I don't think a commander. So the rules were for the commander that if you get down twice, you're done. The game's over. The enemy won. I thought you also had to capture the commander, as in down him twice, but you have to actually like tag him and bring him back. That's what I thought. But strategically, I think the commander can still fight. I think that they can still like play a role, but I don't think that the way that our team executed it was all too conducive. Like my goal was pretty much to stick with Artisan and make sure that he stayed alive no matter what. Like I was going to stick to him like white on rice. And like, hey, if I could take the shot for him, I was going to. So game starts and we're just trying to figure out where to go. So it was like me and maybe one other guy. And of course, everybody's bunching. And I hate that. I hate the bunching. Everybody's just so stuck together. So it's just like, oh, great.
What are we, sardines?
Yeah. Like, well, because now they're going to they literally can just like take us all out one go.
Yeah, like if anything, it should be like spread out, have like one, maybe two guys at most with the commander to like provide like shield.
Yeah.
But then everybody's still trying to like push and shoot and attack the other team.
Yeah, like I tried to like remind everybody, hey guys, like stagger a little bit. Like we can still be around the commander, but if we're bunched up, like you said, like we're basically like shot at and sardine.
For me, I would say, you know, 2 people with the commander and then the other like 2 more groups, like splitting
2 and 2.
Yeah, 2 and 2 splitting off.
Yeah. Which like I thought that was the idea that we were having, in which we'd have defenders and then have others hunt.
Yeah.
But the game mode lasted super long, and half the time, because of like, once again, it's a huge field and we have even less people now, we basically like practically saw nobody. Like we were basically like hunting each other, like running around in circles, like flanking each other over and over until it got to the point where like, oh, like the game's going on, but we can't even find their enemy commander. So the Artisan, myself, and a guy that I'm going to call the cowboy, because he was wearing a cowboy hat and running a sniper rifle, like we were just kind of falling back, trying to create defensive positions, trying to figure things out, where to go, and also reflank, fall back, reflank. And I kid you not, Artisan was able to, the cowboy noticed a guy up in the hills, and Artisan was able to get him. Like he just got called out, and Artisan just opened up full auto, laid hate up into this tree, which I was apparent. Like I knew there was a guy up there because I saw him moving, and I'm just like trying to sneakily like not let any sounds, not like be seen or whatever. And the thing is, in a panda mask in this desert juniper based area, I'm just like, I'm pretty sure that he's going to get me first. But Artisan was able to save me because I could not notice this guy. Apparently this guy was about maybe 10, 15 feet away from me uphill. And like, I could not find him. I was trying to hunt because I knew if he got Artisan, game's over.
Yeah.
Like it was rough, but come back around. We're still trying to like reflank because we basically lost our main spawn. Like enemy had basically taken over. The same guy that Artisan caught up on that hill had made it back to spawn, went all the way around again, and cornered him. By the way, Artisan was our commander. Artisan got voted our commander because he volunteered. Like we were just like, who wants to do it? And it's just like, I'm slow, I'm tired, I'm slow, but he was still raring to go. No, but this guy literally got his revenge on Artisan and just knocked him out. Like game got called, and like I don't even know where the enemy commander was. I didn't see them at all. Like
did they have any sort of like marking or like moniker to show that they were the commander?
Well, for Artisan, because he was wearing the white shirt, it was the white shirt. But for the enemy commander, it was like green shirt. It was a green shirt, but like it was a specific like chest rig.
Okay.
So like he blended in well with all the juniper trees. Like
Yeah.
it was a lot harder to catch him.
Yeah, it was really easy to see the artisan on the field. Honestly, like I'd be like, oh, there he is.
Yep.
Because pretty sure he was the only one wearing.
He was the only one wearing white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, like that's how we were able to link up with him during the games, is because we're like, oh, there he is. Let's go support him. But no, like it was a fun time and everything, and Artisan loved it. He actually wants to basically like buy the same loadout that we had
Yeah,
set
he
him
was
up
like,
with.
you hook me up with this loadout, like
Yeah, he was
like you attached to this, or can I take it off your hands? It's like we'll talk.
We'll talk.
Mm-hmm. Like you could, I don't care.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna wear it.
Well, I mean that's the thing. I think like one of the things that I was surprised about when the goods finally got in was how great the WoW Sport like chest rigs are. Like they're so modular. There's parts available for it that it's all like hook and loop, Velcro, and all that way you could interchange things, and that was great. I absolutely loved it because of the fact that like the Artisan's loadout only had four slots for magazines once you get the SMG magazine like insert. But I found out because I bought a magazine insert for a tan version because he was running black. You could actually take out the loops that they had inside in the front pocket that was for pistol magazines and just a little like utility pouch and all that. You could actually take all that out and put in another mag insert. So that's why he was able to run the 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the best part too is it actually securely holds the pistol magazine like insert, holds the Jag Arms extended magazine like securely, which has always been one of my issues of trying to find some kind of like setup that actually
holds those mags well.
Yeah, that's not going to bounce around, fall out in the middle of the field. Because I've had that when I went to Arid Revival.
Yeah.
You know, at I think it was SC Village. Yeah, at Arid Revival, I lost, like I dropped, and then was able to like refine that. But like I dropped so many mags because of that.
Yeah.
But the modularity of these WoW Sport ones are fantastic and amazing. They're lightweight. They're nice and breathable because they're only chest rigs. But they have the ability to basically be customized to what you, the player, wants, whether you're running SMGs, whether you're running M4s.
That's awesome.
And they do have the like 7.62 inserts as well that you could put into this. So you could turn it into a DMR setup too. You know, like I actually kind of want to show you like it more in person because I'm like, well, for what you usually run, I think it might be even more lightweight than your current chest rig that you use. So like I think that would be like really cool.
Yeah.
You know, especially with me liking I do kind of want to run an SMG setup, but I'm always like kind of torn because of the fields and stuff. Like what do I actually want to use?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like overall, like Red Dawn was great. Like I had a lot of fun being able to get back out there, especially getting back out there to play with Trynity. Like
yeah, especially I mean, I almost wasn't able to go. Just like last minute like changes with who could watch our son. Kid Kage.
Yeah.
And you know, thankfully my parents who are in a different state right now reached out to my mom. So my mom was like a theater teacher for the longest time, and one of her old students who I knew, I mean I'm younger, but I knew them from, you know, the school and the productions and everything like that. My mom reached out to them and was like, hey, because they live in our neighborhood, and was like, hey, just, you know, putting this plug in. And so they were able to reach out to me and offer to watch our son for us so that we could go. And very, very grateful for people like that. But yeah, I mean, I almost wasn't able to go. So just really glad that we were able to get out and play again, as much as it kicked my butt physically because I'm out of shape. it was fun to just play and shoot and just get geared up. And honestly, the other players were really cool too. Like sometimes you get people who are just like so serious about all of it and forget that it's a game, but everybody was really cool. Like, I mean, being a girl playing airsoft too, like you never know how people are going to react to that. But all the guys that I ended up talking to were just like super chill, just like, hey, what's up? Like, one of the guys was like, oh, like what pistol you got? And he was like, oh yeah, like I really want a Pit Viper. And like, I was like, oh yeah, we have a couple of those. And like, he was talking about like wanting to save up and, you know, like just cool, just chill, just having a good time, just out playing airsoft. It was a good experience. Just makes me want my own field closer even more.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I think the only frustrations
indoor would be nice.
Well, indoor into outdoor.
Indoor into outdoor, or just really big indoor.
Yeah. Like I think the only frustrations that anybody had was just playing the game itself. But it wasn't like they're being all like pissy with each other. It was just like, oh my God, like we can't get them. We can't see them. Like
they weren't
where
being,
we're supposed to go.
Being like rude or like disrespectful to other players. Like it was just like a general like frustration of like, oh, like what are we doing? Like
okay, what are we doing? What can we do? Like like we can take this back, you guys. We can take this back. Yeah. Like it was like, especially trying to wait for somebody to revive you.
The bleed out time was 60 seconds, and they had like little like white tourniquet, like rope tourniquet things that you would have to have tied on you. The problem was like some people would lose theirs, and so you'd like give yours to heal another person, and then they would take it, and then you wouldn't have anything to get hit. Like that was kind of messy, but
because I then found out, because it wasn't super like well explained, was that you're actually supposed to leave the tourniquet on the player. So like it's visibly known, like, because you got basically 2 lives per like main spawn, and like you were supposed to leave it on. I thought you tied it on and then you tied it off, and then that's how you respawn.
That wasn't super made super clear. I don't think the directions for that. Regardless.
Yeah. Anyway, like I thought it was fine. Yeah, I thought it was the whole honor system, like, okay, like that's your second life. You know, so there was a lot of times where I was just like, oh man, like okay, like cool, it got tied on, I'm taking it off. Like, yeah. But like I was keeping track in my head, like I died once, okay, here's my second time, so I have to go back to spawn. Like that kind of thing. Like the tourniquet thing was cool because at least it indicates how many lives a person had left. But you know, it's just kind of like the 60-second bleed out time. I don't know if that's. I think for the field, I think it was good, but I think it's for the amount of players was the hard part.
Yeah, I think for the field and like for the point of the bleed out time, because I think the bleed out time combined with the field was so that like the opposing team members could make it to you to heal you
to get the
prisoner of war. So like that makes sense, but like otherwise, like,
well, like
you're just stuck bleeding out for 60 seconds, and then you have people being like, well, don't walk back yet, and you're like, but like,
are you gonna make
it? Like,
yeah, but that's the reason why I thought that the idea of the rule, the point of it, is because of like, we know it's a big field, but I think they expected more players to be able to have more back and forth of like, excuse me, like, oh hey, let's go save that guy, let's go rush towards that guy, all that. But like I think that the unfortunate part is just it was a 25v25 for I think it was like 600-700 meter field.
Yeah.
Like 600-700 across, 600-700 within height, you know, that kind of thing. I think that was it's I think it was too big for 25 players on each side. I think if it was 50v50, I think that it would have been a little bit more balanced in terms of
For sure.
the amount of people. Like, you don't think that maybe adding 25 people would make a big difference, but I feel like
I don't know
really
that
does.
staging area could handle that many people. Like,
that's true.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's definitely like a strange, like, not very balanced field, but
yeah, I can see what you mean by that. Like I think it's still a good field.
Yeah.
But maybe, like, in order to get the most, like, space out of it, I think that's the reason why they put us downhill too. Because, like, if they put us just left and right, like, instead of like having it up and downhill, just having it be like even, I think that it would have been a little bit more, like, the area would have been smaller.
Yeah.
Like, I think that,
like, if they had split it up into like just uphill and like back and like between all the pallet bunkers or whatever,
yeah,
like for the amount of players, I think that would have worked better. Like, and made it a little bit more of like an aggressive like play, which when you have that small amount of players, like, I think might be better, just so people feel more like involved in the game. But I don't know, like, that's not my decision, but just thinking on it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, all in all, we had fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Like, hands down, we'll play again. Want to play again? Always want to play. Like, what can we say aside from, like, yeah, we like airsoft. We like playing with these replicas, and you know, like, considering how it's already been an hour into the video, fuck the YouTube algorithm. What's up, DJ?
Hi.
Good day to you too, man. Yeah, we're actually, like, just finishing up our little after action report on Project Red Dawn that was here in Utah, where, unfortunately, and I guess this is the kind of like the really sad part about it, is we lost 3-1. We only won the John has a long mustache game, but we completely got crushed the other 3 games. It was brutal, but we tried our best. We put up a good fight. Like, it was still a lot of fun, even losing, but, like,
it's okay. I just live to fight for the Empire again.
See, if we had our Empire boys, like, all them, like, we would have taken it.
Ain't no thing.
Yeah, but, like, I guess that just means that like, we have to represent at Shadowlands. Yeah.
Yes. That's
true.
That's the big thing, is that we got to play.
That is true. We did get to play. I know. Like, Trinity's been waiting for basically a year, more than a year.
More than a year. The last time I got to play was BB Wars Coastal Front. Last April. Last year, April 2023.
Yeah. But now we just got to get ready for Shadowlands, and hopefully we can find a babysitter for that one. That way we can head out to that and meet some more East Coast Mayo gang. Like, I know, DJ, you're trying to go, so I really hope that you're able to make it, and yeah, that life blesses you and gives you some good fortune. Don't worry, like, it's gonna make up for it, DJ. Like, it's gonna make up for it. Like, especially being able to one day play together, like, that's gonna be great. I mean, I feel like, especially when we first got a chance to play with the other Mayo gang and meet all the people that like, we see on these streams, these chats, the Discords, like, that, I feel like that really made it a great, fantastic time, and just made the experience all the better. So, like, I can't wait to be able to play with you and the rest of the guys, especially East Coast. you
It's
know,
gonna be a good time.
yeah, and just like win.
We will win.
Just win. But no,
But more importantly, just play.
just
we will play.
Just play and have a good time. So yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll sign off here. Thanks for everybody for coming by and listening to us ramble on. Like,
Yeah.
I know our productions aren't great. 2 B-days in school clothes for the offspring. The crazy thing is just how expensive everything's getting, man. Like,
offspring are expensive.
I mean, happy birthday to your kids, and happy school clothes, I guess, for them as well, that they'll grow
Yay for
out.
education.
Yeah, but oh man, like I really do hope that you're able to make it work, man. Like we're trying ourselves to trying to get all the way from Utah out to Charleston. Like we don't even know what we're gonna run.
We have a lot, so what should probably pick what we have to run.
I know, and then build from there.
Sure.
Maybe an MP5, which I don't have yet.
God.
I want that MP5 so bad, that SD6.
Yeah, you have to call your mother to see if she can watch our son before we even think about it. So
calling your parents. Dude, I appreciate you. I mean, Trynity, like any words for he's from Minnesota.
So Minnesota.
Yeah, like we want to be able to make it. We want you to be able to make it. Like we know it's tough. Like,
yeah, honestly, like life, family, all those things are going to come first. But at the end of the day, my hope is always that people get to find the opportunity to, go out and do those things and play. And so, when the time is right and all things permitting, we'll all be there together to play.
mm-hmm.
And when that happens, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
And if it's not this next time, it'll be another time someday.
Yeah. Well, Cutter did say he was cooking, so
all right.
I don't know if that's gonna help us out a little bit, like figure out some kind of motivation, because he's the one that I got that like red wine prime rib roast recipe from.
God.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, just it'll happen when it happens.
Yeah. But we love you guys. We can't wait to see you all again on the next stream and in person. Yeah, always a time for everything. Like,
you know what? I'm going to be playing Airsoft until I can't, walk anymore. Just like I'm going to be watching anime till I'm in my deathbed, So there's going to be plenty of time.
Yeah. I mean, it might not be when we want it, but as long as we're moving towards it, like, and we don't stop moving towards it, that's how we know the time is going to come.
For sure.
Like we're not just waiting for some outside force to just like be like, here you go.
You keep trying for the things you want and they will happen.
Yeah. Like I would not be the manager that I am today if I didn't go for the opportunities. Like I literally only became manager because when I was assistant, my manager literally disappeared because they were having some mental health issues. And so like they just completely like stopped calling in. And next thing you know, like, because I was doing the job anyway, I talked to my boss, like went for the interview for it, and he wanted to take the shot on me.
What's the saying? Like you miss 100% of the chances you don't take.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So like,
I mean, not like quite as like relating to that, but it's like,
but like, yeah, like
even if the planning is a little bit more long-term, like,
oh yeah, like I as much as I applied for being a manager, I took like 15 years to get into that kind of position, like with all the experience that I've had. Like, and that's not to say like, oh, I deserve it, but I mean like the opportunity to like be able to get into the position I'm in now.
Yeah.
Like it's just keep on moving forward, keep getting better, keep on improving, keep on
keeping on.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, we love you guys.
Love you
so
all.
much.
Wish the best for all of you.
Yeah.
We'll
And
play airsoft together someday.
we'll airsoft, we'll eat, we'll experience life together.
Have a good time.
Y'all take care.
Stay safe. Bye.